Mina first saw the ghost in the reflection of her laptop screen. At first, she thought it was exhaustion. 3 nights without proper sleep had turned her tiny Osaka apartment into a haze of coffee cups, instant ramen containers, and unfinished graphic design commissions. Rain tapped endlessly against the window while the city glowed outside in fractured neon colors. She rubbed her eyes. The figure was still there. A young man stood behind her near the balcony door, tall, pale, dressed entirely in black, watching her. Mina spun around so fast her chair crashed to the floor. The apartment was empty. Her heartbeat thundered painfully in her chest. "Nope," she whispered. "Absolutely not." She grabbed her phone, her keys, and fled. She fled downstairs to the convenience store across the street. The cashier barely looked up when she dumped 3 energy drinks onto the counter. "You look awful," he murmured. "Thanks." Outside, rain waters rushed along the sidewalks while bicycles rattled past. Mina laughed nervously at herself. Ghosts weren't real. Japan simply had too many horror movies. By the time she returned upstairs, she had convinced herself stress was destroying her brain. Then she opened her apartment door. The young man sat calmly at her kitchen table. "Hi," he said. The ghost looked genuinely startled. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. You're in my apartment. Yes, you're that." He paused thoughtfully. "Also, yes." Mina nearly fainted. The ghost stood quickly. "Please don't panic. That advice feels extremely unreasonable right now. Oddly enough." He laughed. Not a creepy laugh, a normal one, which somehow made the situation even stranger. He bowed politely. "My name is Ren." Mina stared at him in disbelief. "Ghost bow?" We tried to maintain standards. For several seconds, neither spoke. Rain crackled softly against the windows. Finally, Mina pointed shakily toward the wall. "Can you walk through that?" "Yes." "Turn invisible?" "Yes." "Possess people?" Ren looked offended. "Of course not." "Okay, good, because that would be a deal breaker." To her horror, he smiled. And to her greater horror, she realized he was attractive, dangerously attractive. Messy black hair, sharp eyes, quiet voice, exactly the kind of man her friends warned her about. Unfortunately, he was also dead. So Mina said carefully, "Why are you hunting me?" "I'm not. You're literally in my apartment. I think we're connected somehow." "That's worse." Ren glanced toward the balcony where rain blurred the city lights into watercolor streaks. "I walked here 3 weeks ago," admitted quietly. "I don't remember dying." The fear in his voice changed something inside her. Suddenly, he seemed less like a horror story and more like someone lost. Mina slowly sat down across from him. "Okay," she sighed. "Start from the beginning." Days passed strangely after that. Ren remained in the apartment because apparently ghosts had attachment issues. At first, Mina tried to ignore him. That failed quickly, especially because Ren behaved less like a terrifying spirit and more like an employed boyfriend. He commented on her terrible eating habits, he criticized reality television, he watched over her shoulder while she walked. "You've been using the same font for 3 hours, he said one night. "It's called artistic process, it's called psychological collapse." Dead people don't get opinions. I think dying gives me extra opinions. Mina laughed despite herself. That became the problem. She kept forgetting he wasn't alive. Sometimes would catch him staring out the window at the crowded Osaka street below with such a lurking loneliness that her chest hurt. Ghosts, she realized, were simply people with nowhere left to go. One evening, the power failed during a thunderstorm. The apartment plunged into darkness. Mina lit candles while rain hammered against the building. Congratulations, Ren said from the couch. Your home is now literally haunted. Please stop making ghost jokes. You are the ghost joke. Lightning flashed through the room. For a brief second, Ren's body flickered transparent. Mina froze. He looked away immediately. You're fading, she whispered. Ren said nothing. How long has that been happening? A while. Fear twisted unexpectedly inside her. You're disappearing? Probably. The room fell silent except for thunder. Mina realized then how deeply attached she had become to someone she could never truly keep. That night neither slept. Around 2 a.m. Ren finally spoke. I remembered something. Mina looked toward him. There was an accident. Ren reflected softly in his dark eyes. A motorcycle crashed near the river. Fragments returned slowly after that. A bridge, headlights, music playing through headphones, and one final memory, a woman crying beside him. Someone was there when I died, Ren whispered. Someone important. The next day, Mina searched obsessively through local news archives. Finally, she found it. A motorcycle accident 6 months earlier. One fatally Ren Tasaki, 27. Beside the article was a photo. Mina's stomach dropped. The woman standing beside Ren was beautiful, alive, smiling, his girlfriend. That evening, Mina showed him the screen quietly. Ren stared at the photo for a long time. You, he said softly. His voice broke. Memory flooded back all at once. The apartment flights. The engagement ring hidden in his jacket pocket the night he died. And you screaming his name beside the river bridge. Mina watched him carefully. You still love her. Ren closed his eyes. Yes. The answer hurt more than she expected. Neither spoke afterward. Days became quieter. Something has changed between them now that reality stood clearly in the room. Something hated herself for wishing he had forgotten the other woman. Then one night, Ren touched her hand gently. His fingers felt cold, barely solid. Thank you, he whispered. For what? For letting me stay. Mina looked down. It's selfish, she admitted. Part of me wanted you to forget her. She smiled sadly. Part of me wanted to. Her chest tightened painfully. Ghost stories never talk about this part. Not the terror, not curses, just impossible timing. The next morning, Ren asked her to take him to the river bridge. Rain drifted softly over Osaka as they stood beside the water. Cars hissed across the pavement. City lights shimmered in the river below. She comes here sometimes, Ren said quietly. Almost immediately, Mina saw her, a young woman holding flowers beneath a transparent umbrella. You stopped at the railing exactly where the accident had happened and began to cry. Ren stepped toward her instinctively. Mina, he whispered, I think this is why I stayed. The air around him shimmered faintly. Mina already knew. Ghosts remained where love trapped them. Ren turned toward her one final time. You saved me. Before she could answer, his form dissolved slowly into silver rainlight, like smoke carried away by wind. You suddenly looked upward as though sensing something. Then the rain stopped. Months later, Mina still sometimes glanced at her apartment reflections, expecting to see him there criticizing her fonts. Part of her always would. But on certain rainy nights when Osaka glowed blue beneath storm clouds, she swore she could hear laughter near the balcony, warm, familiar, and no longer lonely.